You know, you know what? I have noticed in my videos, a lot of them, when I first start them off, I say, you know, like I just did, you know. I don't know if that's a bad habit or what. But anyway, you know. I've been thinking about way back in the 60s when the Vietnam War was going on. And that's back when I got out of the service because I didn't want to go to Vietnam. And I can't remember what year it was. It was probably about 66, 67, something like that. There was this boy. I suppose he was about 20. Something like that. His name was Terry Cochran. And I don't know if he was drafted or he volunteered, I'm not sure. But he was in the Army. He did his basic training in his second 8 weeks and all that stuff, and he was home on leave because they was fixing to deploy him to Vietnam. And it just so happened there was another guy that I didn't know that was in Vietnam, and he was killed. And they was burying him up at the church cemetery where we both went to church. And we had this guy, an old guy, who was in charge of digging the graves up there every time there was going to be somebody buried. His name was Bob Hampton. And him and I volunteered to help dig the grave of this guy that was killed in Vietnam. And Terry didn't talk much about it. We were just digging the grave, you know. And I asked him, was he worried about going over to Vietnam, because that's where they were sending him after his 30-day leave was up. And I can't remember what we talked about. But we got the grave dug and everything, and he had a military funeral. And the last time I saw Terry, we got the grave dug, and said, I'll see you around. I think I probably told him to don't forget the duck or something funny like that. So I thought it was, maybe it wasn't. But when his leave was up, he went back wherever he was going, and I think he went to Fort Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Not sure. And I'm son of a gun if he wasn't over there a month before he was killed in Vietnam. And I volunteered to help dig his grave. You know, the military was in charge of everything, but they had us, since it was a church cemetery, we dug the grave. And so there I was, a couple of months before me and Terry was digging the grave for somebody else that was killed in Vietnam. And now here I was with some other people helping dig Terry's grave. I've had a lot of mixed feelings about that. You know, he went to school with my wife. And he was red hair, had red hair and freckle face. And my wife said that everybody always called him Howdy Doody. And his family, the Cochrans, somehow or another was related to my wife's family. Not sure how. But back then, I thought the Americans had business over there, and we were fighting in something that we should be doing. But after all was said and done, that was the most useless waste of human life. We had no business at all in sticking our nose in that country's business. But yet there we were, sticking our nose in Vietnam's business. And I guess what's got me thinking about it so much now, I watched this there's this YouTube channel. It's about this guy. He's a Vietnamese man, and he's in Vietnam, and he's got this farm that he works all by himself and everything, and he's a real smart individual. And I guess that's what got me thinking about it. I'm in Vietnam. They're doing just fine right now. They're doing fine. And I've noticed a lot of furniture and stuff gets built over there and shipped over here and stuff. And that in itself tells me if there's something so wrong over there that we had to go stick our nose in there and get our boys shot up and killed and stuff. And now everything's just hunky-dory, you know, Vietnam's doing fine. What was it all about? I don't know. And I know I've got several friends that was killed over there. Several friends. Even some guys that I was in the Army with, that was in my old outfit and everything, they wound up getting killed in Vietnam because they stayed in. They stayed in and I didn't. They're dead and I'm not. So I don't know. I know there's several Vietnam vets around. My brother was over there. My brother was shot up twice. And he went back for a third tour. I don't know what he liked about it, but he kept going back. He kept going back. He tried to go back a third time, but they wouldn't let him do it for some reason. Maybe he had a death wish. I don't know. But at any rate, that's been on my mind. Terry, he helped dig a grave for a Vietnam vet that was killed over there, and then when he ships out, he goes over there. I don't think he lasted a month. His stone's up there at the church cemetery. They got one of them stones. You know, now you see some gravestones, they actually got I don't know how they do it, how they engrave a picture of the person that's grave. It's there, and they got his picture on that stone. Really sad to think about it. I knew his mom and his daddy. As I said, they were related somehow or another to my wife's family. Anyway, my daughter was sick last night. She was throwing up and everything. And I actually, for some reason, I got real tired in my legs and stuff. And I've been able to get myself in bed and everything, and I've got a little plant down there I didn't know was down there. I'll have to figure out a way to get that. But anyway, where was I at? I don't know where I was at. I was talking about something, and I got distracted. Anyway, I was going to bed, and my daughter was coming there to help me get into bed, and she couldn't do it. And I said, you have to get 2 people to do it. And I thought that's what she did. She went to get Donovan. What she did, she went to the bathroom. She was throwing up and everything. And so it was just Donovan there to help me, and I knew, I don't know why I even went along with it, I knew that he wasn't going to be able to do it by himself because I wasn't going to be no help at all. And when he tried to pick me up, something got all tangled up there somehow or another, and he fell back on my bed, and I fell on top of him, and I didn't hit the floor. I was on my knees at my bed like praying or something, and I stayed like that for about a half hour. Jennifer was in her bathroom throwing up, and she finally come back in there, and her and Donovan got me in the bed. But I come pretty much, I almost hit the floor. I almost hit the floor. Donovan said it was because I had wore myself out getting up and down yesterday. He said I was up and down six times. I don't know if that's so or not, but that's what he said. So that might have been the case. But that's the closest I've come to falling. They don't want me using my walker. And it's in the house. My occupational therapist was here today. He had me getting up and down, standing in front of it, holding on to it, but he didn't want me walking with it. And I think it'd be just fine, but they say no because it's got 4 wheels. So I don't know. This Sunday will be 4 weeks. It'll be 4 weeks since I got out of the rehab. And I still haven't been able to take a shower. A nurse came this morning. We didn't know it at the time, but she was the nurse that's supposed to come in here and spend 4 hours a day, twice a week with me. Now, I don't know what we would do for 4 hours. I don't know. She says, well, she washes your dishes, she'll wash your clothes, all that stuff. Well, all that's getting done. I don't need nobody to do that. So I don't know. And then my occupational therapist came, and that nurse that's supposed to help me for 4 hours came, and my nurse that comes and checks all my vitals and everything. And for the life of me, I don't know why she even comes, because all she does is listen to my heart, take my blood pressure, take my temperature, And that's pretty much it. Then she had me sign a thing, and then she's gone. So I don't know what that's all about. Hey. I'm wanting to start. I'm gonna try to have a lot more pepper plants and stuff. Different kinds of pepper. I used to didn't like very hot peppers, but I swear I believe I have I think that's an acquired taste that you get for something like that. And I think that's what's happened to me, because now I like it hotter. But I was watching a recipe the other day on YouTube. The lady takes small bell peppers, cuts the top out and gets the guts out, and then she takes shredded cabbage, shredded carrots, and some other shredded up peppers and stuff, and pimentos, and stuff that in the bell pepper. And they're not very big. Matter of fact, they look like a Chinese sweet. And hey boy, I always get the yawns when I'm doing these videos. But then she stuffs them in this big gallon jar and stuffs it full, and they look delicious. And once she gets it full, then she pours that hot pickling brine. You know, you can make different brines that you want to put in there. What I use on mine is garlic, onions, peppercorn, and one bay leaf, I believe. And get that, pour that brine in there, it's hot. And then put the lid on it. And she put the lid on it tight. She didn't boil it down or anything. But them pickled bell peppers like that sure look good to me. But I'm gonna try to do some pickling on pickles and stuff. This summer. I'm really, matter of fact, I'm just about out of jalapenos. But I want to take and make pickled jalapenos. And then when I say jalapenos, I'm talking about the tang. I'm not talking about the straight, really hot jalapenos. I don't want nothing. I may try to make some hot too, but I would like to take several different kinds of peppers and pickle them. I like to make a relish. My relish I make out of dill pickles, but I want to make some relish out of chopped up jalapenos, and with brine, you know, a little sugar and stuff like that, and see how that tastes. But I know I'll make relish. Hadn't made none out of hot. I made some just with a touch of jalapenos in it. It was my relish. I call it relish with a jalapeno kick. And you know, you can pickle. If you're making pickled peppers and stuff, you can put cauliflower in there. You can put carrots, little green tomatoes. There's all kind of stuff you can put in there. And that's gonna work pretty good. I'm gonna try that though when this comes down. That's a strange man walking down the street there. Hadn't seen him before. I wish I was able to get out and walk like that. But anyhow, I'm planning on doing some pickling. I'm planning on having pepper plants. I got pepper plants right now, and they got peppers on them. But I got a lot of stuff that I don't think made it. And I don't know why in the world my daughter didn't put them Christmas cactus in, because that was her mama's Christmas cactus. And I don't think it made it. It don't look like it did anyway. I ain't gonna do it today, but tomorrow I'm gonna get on my scooter. I got the batteries all charged, and I got something I want to show you. Hold on just a minute. These, I've got 3 rose cuttings in there, and the freezing temperatures didn't hurt them. They weren't protected either, but they're well rooted. And I noticed my sago palm, it didn't get hurt. This I started from a seed. So these are slow growing, but once you get going, they'll go. Once it gets warm and stays warm, I'll be able to tell what made it and what didn't make it. Anyhow, yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna ride my scooter around the yard. I ain't go out on the street. My daughter don't want me to. But boy, she was sick last night. She was sick last night. I felt so bad for her. That's my baby. Anyhow, I guess that's it for this video. Not a whole lot in it, but that's my story, folks, and I'm sticking to it. And by the way, I can't start calling names because I'll forget somebody. So all of you that helped, appreciate it so much. I'll see you in the next video. See ya.